Good morning, everyone. This is Matt Tour with Insurance Agency Marketing Services, and I'm glad you could join us this morning on our webinar. We're glad that we could spend time with you this morning. We'll be discussing the Safe Income Plus plan through Fidelity and Guarantee. We're also going to be joined shortly by Ryan Schneider, the VP of National Accounts from Fidelity and Guarantee. So Ryan will be joining us in about 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll do a couple of introductory programs before that, and along the way, if you do have questions on anything that we're covering, any questions regarding the product itself, anything that F&G offers, go ahead and get those typed in. I'll go ahead and get those answered along the way. We've already had a question this morning if this plan is available in Wisconsin. Yes, this product is approved in Wisconsin, so it is fully able to be sold in the state, so you're just in time for that. We do offer a 2-day training program. We typically do one of these every quarter. Our next one will be sometime in the first quarter of 2017. I know we go over a lot of different sales ideas. We bring you into Des Moines typically for the meeting. We go over a lot of different information on products, sales techniques. We'll go over a couple different seminar systems. And we do a lot of really viable information we passed along at these meetings. And I'm going to launch a quick poll. If it's something you would have interest in attending down the road, probably do about 3 or 4 of these meetings in 2017. They're 100% paid by us. All you have to do is get to your airport or drive in, depending where your location is. We take care of your lodging. We take care of your meals. You'll get some really good information from some of our top sales agents from the field. We go over some good wealth transfer tools. We got a lot of good information we'll be discussing at these meetings. So that's something you want to participate in 2017. We'd be glad to have you on board. We typically bring in between 40 and 45 agents at a time. And as I mentioned, we do this between 3 and 4 times a year. We just did one last month. It really went well. We had a lot of really good agents in for that meeting, and I know their sales have definitely perked since we did that last meeting, so definitely something to keep in mind for 2017. I'm going to leave this poll open for another minute or so. If it's something you do have interest in attending, mark off yes. Otherwise, if you've been recently or wouldn't have interest in coming out, just mark off no. I know we could typically bring you in about once every 18 months or so to one of these meetings. I know that the cost of bringing someone is a little bit higher, so if there's something you do have interest in, definitely mark off yes on that poll there. I'm going to go ahead and close this poll up real quick. We also have a creative department. They do a lot of work on getting you in front of more clients. They've got different packages you can choose from. We got print marketing. We got sample radio ads. If you want to go with online marketing, I know they've got a really good website development program they've put together. So really some outstanding features you can choose from to get yourself in front of more clients and be able to close more sales. And of course, that's always a key to every agent, is trying to get ways to get in front of more prospects, trying to get their production to the next level. And with these creative department we have here in the office, they'll do everything they can to help get you to that next level of production. So they got different online marketing programs if you want to use some of the social platforms, via Facebook, all the different things you can do on the social networking. He's got some really good information he can discuss with you. So if that's something you have interest in talking to Matt and Neil, give our office a call. He'd be glad to go over what he has to offer with you and help you with your marketing side of your business. We continue to offer our new top producer bonus program. We've got a $100,000 level, a $300,000 level, and a $500,000 level. During your first 90 days of being contracted, you can qualify for different incentives based on your production. And we continue to offer this through the end of this year. We're going to see what happens, of course, with the DOL rulings, what's going to be available in 2017. But we do have this available through 2016. So it's something you have interest in qualifying for. You want to get licensed, you want to start doing business, and you'll go ahead and qualify for one of our producer bonus levels. So really a good way for you to jump start on getting some co-oping cash, getting some website developments for you. If you want to do a couple different seminar systems, we have a lot of options based on your production levels. So definitely something you want to take advantage of on your end. We also offer our marketing reimbursement program and a referred producer program. If you refer an agent to us, they get licensed, you get $50. When they submit their first piece of business, you'll receive at least $100 or 20 bips, whatever's higher. So if they do a $100,000 case, you would get $200 in your marketing reimbursement or in your referral bonus to be paid out to you. And then our marketing reimbursement, reimburse $200 for every $100,000 you write towards marketing. So if you put on a seminar that ends up costing you $3,000, we'll reimburse up to half that cost. So we reimburse you up to $1,500 based on those costs. And those go right out to you in the form of a check. We just have to get receipts on based on what you spent for your advertising. So a couple of programs there. I know we've got agents out there that have thousands of dollars in their marketing reimbursement accounts. We've had other agents that get sent out quarterly checks for $3,000, $4,000 based on the referrals. So a great opportunity for you to build up some additional cash flow coming into your business by referring agents to us and by doing the marketing reimbursement, and a great way for you to have us help you out with your advertising goals and figure out what you want to do for 2017. We can be more than happy to help set up some information on that end. But once again, we are going to be joined here by Ryan Schneider. He's a VP of National Accounts at Fidelity and Guarantee. And I know we've been having a really good year of business with F&G. They've been very competitive on their rates. They've been very strong with their income riders. They've got really good bonus programs for clients. They get some nice bonuses paid out to them based on their initial deposits. So it's really a great program going right now with F&G. And I know they've changed some things at the home office. They're very well established now in getting the business through their office. You know, being able to work with marketers at their office. I know that really easy to get a hold of individuals at F&G right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get things changed over here to Ryan. Get that all done here. Get that set up. So looks like we're switching it over right now. There we go. Ryan, looks like you're all set up and ready to go.
I am. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
And thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your busy schedule this morning. I appreciate the time. What I'd like to do today is talk a little bit about some of the strongest F&G products we've got available. First and foremost, I will cover Safe Income Plus. That has been the #1 seller in our FIA suite since its launch, actually, just over 2 years ago. But I'd like to, towards the back end of our presentation, also touch on the newest entry into our FIA suite, and that is Retirement Pro. That's a very unique product that is also getting a lot of traction out there among our distribution, and it's becoming very popular with our clients. So I'd like to cover that as well. Now, at Fidelity and Guarantee, we do pride ourselves on a pretty broad FIA portfolio that can serve all client needs. Like the title of this presentation suggests, we really do try to focus on retirement income that clients cannot outlive. But I think as you'll see here as we walk through these products, we also have a wide variety of living benefits and other benefits as well that can really serve clients in those changing and uncertain years in retirement. So without further ado, Safe Income Plus, as I mentioned, this is our #1 seller and has been for several years now. And really the main reason is industry, or one of the top industry guaranteed income products out there today. We call it the Lucky 7 sometimes internally here, and that refers to a 7% bonus and 7% compounded roll-up guaranteed for the first 10 years of the contract. So you do get a 7% bonus, and that goes to both the account value as well as the income base calculation. You'll notice there in those light states or 10-10 states, it is lowered to 6%. But that 7% compounded annual roll-up is available across all approved states. And again, obviously that offers some very strong guaranteed growth on the income base calculation. And it can be actually restarted for a roll-up of up to 20 years. Now that 7% upon restart is subject to renewal, but if you do have clients who are looking for longer roll-up periods of time, up to 20 years, this is a great product that they can know what they're going to get on a guaranteed basis for 10 years and beyond. We've also got a strong guaranteed withdrawal benefit for impairment. We'll talk a little bit about that, offering clients greater income in their greatest time of need, and strong payout percentages that increase each and every year. So each and every year the client defers taking income, they're not only going to get that 7% roll-up, but their payout factors are going to increase by 10 basis points. And all this comes with a rider cost of 1.05%, all in with what we've talked about today. So if we take a look at just a brief, simple example here, we've got a 65-year-old with a $100,000 initial premium putting into the Safe Income Plus and planning to defer for 10 years. So over that 10 years, with the 7% compounded roll-up on top of that 7% bonus, they've grown that income base by age 75 to $210,000 and change. Now, to get the guaranteed income that they would trigger at that point, we simply use their age-based payout factor, which at age 75 will be 5.95%, and that would give them a guaranteed income check for life of $12,524. Very, very strong income, again, based on guaranteed, predictable growth. Now, I touched on the impairment benefit available here with Safe Income Plus, and this is really one of the keys of this product. As we know, with clients entering their retirement years, they've got the questions and concerns about those what-ifs. What if something should happen to me? What if I fall ill? What if I need more access to my money? So we feel we've really got a great solution in place to not only get them access to their money, but to increase those payments in their greatest time of need. So before we dive into the actual benefit, let's talk about how we define impairment with Safe Income Plus. It's based upon the activities of daily living, so the client needs to be unable to perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living. We do need a doctor's note certifying that they cannot perform those 2 of 6 ADLs. They additionally need to be receiving licensed care from a professional for that impairment. And there is a 3-year wait from the date of issue or last premium payment for the client to be able to qualify for this benefit. With that said, let's take a look at our previous example again. This is our client before who started income at age 75, was taking that $12,524 in guaranteed income. And this client, let's say, for example, became impaired, lost those 2 of 6 ADLs and met those qualifications we just discussed. So this client would qualify to have that income double to over $25,000 when they need it most, when they're impaired. So obviously a very strong peace of mind benefit for clients in retirement on a fixed income. Now, you may be familiar with a number of other such benefits out there in the industry today. I argue that ours is one of the strongest and one of the more client-friendly. So why do I say that? One, confinement's not required with this benefit. Home health care does qualify, so they can be receiving that care in their home by a licensed professional. They don't need to be confined to a facility or have that confinement waiting period before they get that doubler. Secondly, we do not have a 5-year limit on the period of time that that doubler can continue like some of the other benefits out there. So with Safe Income Plus, this doubler is going to continue for as long as the client remains impaired or until that account value is depleted to 0 through the withdrawals. Now, the great thing is at either of those points, however, they're not going to stop getting income. They're going to simply revert back to that original payment of $12,524. but they're not going to have just that 5-year cap on the doubler and have it automatically go back. Third, we don't have a one trigger qualification limit on this benefit. So the great thing about this is if the client does become impaired, they can start to receive that doubler. If they get better by chance, they'll revert back to that single-time payment, of course. But if they fall impaired again a few years down the road, that doubler will kick back in for the client when they need it most. So it can be turned on and off as needed based upon the impairments that the client has, as long as they've got $1 in that account value. The other great thing about this is it is available in California. Not a lot of those benefits are available in California for those of you based out in that state. This is also available for joint owners and annuitants. So husband and wife can elect this as well. It is not a doubler for a joint. It's a 1.5 times increase. But again, great peace of mind for husband and wife jointly owning this product. Should either fall ill, either would trigger it, and they'd be getting that increased income. My final note here is this is also available with us for qualified funds. So obviously with qualified funds, they would be set up as a single owner with Fidelity and Guarantee. We would, if they are legal spouses, be able to set them up as joint annuitants. And in that scenario, for those qualified funds, again, either the husband or wife could trigger that income or triple that impairment increase and get that 1.5 times when they fall ill. So really one of the strongest impairment doublers, in my opinion, out there in the marketplace today.
This plan is also available in Florida. We did have a question on that, so it is available in Florida also.
It is also available in Florida, and we actually just recently had that impairment protection benefit approved there. So we didn't get it approved at launch of Safe Income Plus, but just a few months ago we got it approved, so it is available there now. So one of the great ways to really see the benefits and walk a client through the strength of Safe Income Plus is quite simply our Safe Income Plus calculator. This is available out on our agent portal, and of course the great folks at Insurance Agency Marketing Services have access to this and the ability to run these for you. But as you can see here, this is a very simple input screen. Choosing the product, choosing single or joint, the age of the client, the initial premium, as well as the years of deferral. And you see we use the same numbers and figures as we did in our previous example, and that comes out with a $12,524 guaranteed income payout. Now I do want to draw your attention to one field here, and that's the second to the lowest field on this screen here, and it's the accumulation period completed months. Now, this is a unique feature with Safe Income Plus, and the reason we added that is with many of these guaranteed income riders, you get that roll-up upon your anniversary, and let's say, for example, that $12,524 here would be the client's income through that entire year until the next anniversary. Now, with Safe Income Plus, it does not work that way. We do daily crediting to the income base, so should the client trigger income in the middle of a contract year, they're going to get that partial roll-up of that 7% compounded roll-up all the way up to the day they trigger. So they're not locked into that $12,524 for a whole year. Should they wait another half year or even one day, they're going to get that incremental roll-up and when they trigger income, and it's going to show in their reflected income payment.
Do you do that in the first year also, Ryan?
No, there is a 1-year wait before triggering income. Anytime after the first year, income can be triggered with this product.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the second screen of that calculator, and as you can see, it's very simple, very easy to read and use, and many of our strongest advisors with this product, or those who are having most success, are really sitting down with the client and using this at point of sale. As you can see, you can show the income base growing. You get that 7% bonus right off the bat and that 7% compounded growth each and every year. And you can point and talk through the client's scenario. Mr. and Mrs. Client, as you can see here, at age 70, should you trigger income, I can tell you exactly what your income is going to be, $8,179. Even better, you can show what their impaired income would be at any given point based upon the time they trigger. So really simple tool to use, either at point of sale or if you've got a client in mind and want to throw in some numbers and see what kind of income you can generate. Very strong and powerful tool, again, available on our sales link portal. or to folks with insurance agency marketing services. So that's Safe Income Plus, as I talked about, strong, guaranteed, predictable income. Great for clients who just want to know exactly what they're going to get when they plan to trigger 5, 10 years from now, etc. Now, as I mentioned, I would also like to touch on Retirement Pro. Again, this is the newest introduction to our FIA suite. It was actually launched about a year ago, and it is very unique in its design. However, we recently added an enhancement just a couple of months ago that we think makes it even stronger, and actually since adding it, it's been getting a lot more traction in the marketplace. So what is Retirement Pro in a nutshell? First and foremost, this is a performance-driven income product. By comparison, whereas Safe Income Plus has that 7% guaranteed roll-up, you know exactly what you're getting every year, the Retirement Pro income-based value is driven by performance. Now, what we did, however, is tie that to an index that clients know and trust, the S&P 500. We intentionally took it back to basics and wanted to get away from all those alt indices. And we also juiced up the caps pretty significantly. So what do I mean by that? 13% annual point-to-point, 4.5 monthly point-to-point, 20% monthly average, and even a 4.5 fixed rate that's guaranteed for the first 12 years of the contract. So very strong caps driving that income base and driving the upside on the upside on the income-based potential. So those caps drive the income base initially. How about the account value or cash value side? On that side, we have guaranteed fixed rate of growth for the first several years. Now, you do reach a point, however, when those strong caps I touched on can begin to credit that a cash value and begin to grow up pretty significantly. But for the first several years of the contract, you're just going to have that guaranteed fixed rate of growth. And again, there's no fee on this product, no fee whatsoever. So each and every year, when you go back to the client, even if it's in a down year, you're not going to have to worry about explaining why they lost principal due to a rider fee. No fees, guaranteed growth on the cash value side. Retirement Pro does also offer that very same impairment protection benefit we covered with Safe Income Plus, so I won't dive too much into that. And the latest enhancement to Retirement Pro is an enhanced death benefit that allows the client to take that income-based growth driven by those strong caps as a death benefit should the unexpected arise and they pass away prior to triggering income. So that's Retirement Pro in a nutshell. Now, rather than dive into the nuts and bolts and going through product specs with you, I think it's really more powerful to walk through just a sample case study and show the versatility and strength that Retirement Pro offers in those uncertain retirement years should various circumstances occur within a client's lifetime. So here we have John Doe, age 60. He's got a 401k balance of $100,000 that he's earmarked for guaranteed income in retirement. So he's chosen to use that 100K as an initial premium in Retirement Pro, and he's looking to defer for 10 years. If we take a look at the growth over those 10 years, as you see here, this is an assumption, by the way, using full allocation into the 13% annual point-to-point I referenced. As you can see, that income base grows pretty exponentially over those 10 years. You'll even notice a few flat years in there. Years 2 and 3, the market was down, so they didn't get any growth. Years 9 to 10, they didn't get any growth because there was a down year. But even so, that income base grew pretty exponentially. When the client triggered income, they got that $12,389 guaranteed income. So a couple things here. The great thing about Retirement Pro is those caps I mentioned are all annual resets. So the client's got that flexibility upon each and every anniversary to reallocate among those options, the 4.5 monthly point-to-point, 13% annual point-to-point. Even if they have a down year and they want some guaranteed growth, they can pull it into that 4.5 fixed rate that I mentioned was guaranteed for the first several years of the contract to get that guaranteed growth. So some strong optionality there for clients with their performance-based income. Now, in case you're wondering here, the effective annual rate of return John got on his income base here is 7.73%. So, again, much stronger than the 7% compounded roll-up that they got with Safe Income Plus. Now, this is, again, for a client who's willing to give up some of those guarantees for that market upside. But I mentioned some of the real versatility that Retirement Pro has built in to serve a client, whatever should they encounter. Here again is the impairment benefit we talked about. I won't dive into this as much as I did with Safe Income Plus. Rest assured, it's the same benefit added to Retirement Pro that allows a single annuitant to double their income when they become impaired, or even joint annuitants to increase it by 1.5 times. Now, what if John, we talked about how he planned on deferring for 10 years before he triggered income, but what if he passed away prior? This is, again, that latest enhancement, that enhanced death benefit that we added to Retirement Pro that allows the beneficiaries to take that income-based growth as a death benefit. So if he were to pass away in year 8, now this is capped by double the initial premium, but if he were to pass away in year 8, his clients know that they can, that they're not going to lose out on that growth that John lost out on. John's going to be able to pass that on to his beneficiaries with a $200,000 death benefit. Not going to be passing away a fee-eroded cash value that's grown very, very minimally with minimal caps. He's going to have that strong growth to pass to his loved ones should he not reach the point where he triggers income. It's a great peace of mind there with Retirement Pro.
Is that paid over a 5-year period, Ryan?
Yes, that is going to be paid over a 5 or 10-year period based upon the issue age of the client. So if the policy is issued at age 70 or younger, it can be paid over 5 years. 71 or older, it's going to be paid over 10 years.
Okay. I just launched a quick poll to see if you want to get some additional information on F&G, some contracting paperwork, and also if you want to get some information on the Safe Income Plus or the Retirement Pro, you can just mark off yes on that. I'll leave this up for about 2 minutes, Ryan, and you can continue on your presentation when this is up.
Okay, terrific. Yeah, we're wrapping it up here. But what I want to cover here is really the strongest story within Retirement Pro, and that's really what we call the kind of the total lifetime value that a client and its beneficiaries can get out of the product. So let's say John, again, he was age 60 when he bought it, planned on triggering income at age 70. So let's say he triggered income as planned at age 70, took 10 years of guaranteed income, and that $12,000 and change paycheck. So over those 10 years, he received $123,890 in guaranteed income. But let's say, for instance, John unfortunately passes away at age 80. Let's take a look at the death benefit that will be available to his loved ones at that point. Over $106,000. Now that's $6,000 more than the initial premium he put in 20 years ago of $100,000. So how is that possible? A couple reasons. One, we talked about the opportunity for those strong caps, 13% annual point to point, 4.5 monthly, to begin crediting the cash value at some point. So after John triggers income, that income-based death benefit is no longer available to him, but the account value obviously is. Now that account value driven by those strong caps is going to grow or keep steady pretty significantly, even as those guaranteed income payments are being taken out. If you do some simple math, say guaranteed income payment of 5 to 5.5% coming out, think about a 13% annual point-to-point crediting that cash value, you'll see that cash value is actually going to grow in some years. The second reason that was able to stay so strong is no fee. Again, there's been no rider fee of 1% or even more eroding that cash value over the past 20 years. So it's had the guaranteed growth plus those strong caps cushioning it even as income is being taken out. So if we look at the total lifetime value of 10 years of guaranteed income that John received plus the death benefit that was able to be passed along to his loved ones, over $230,000 based upon that initial $100,000 premium 20 years ago. Pretty strong and compelling story. Now, the great thing about it is the real way to walk through this story with your clients is, again, the illustration. All the numbers I walk through with you are right there in the illustration. You've got on your left here kind of that one snapshot or summary page featuring all the benefits of the product for the client, the initial 7% bonus, a rider charge highlighted there of 0.00%, what the client's guaranteed income would be at the chosen year of trigger, and even what their enhanced withdrawal payment would be should they fall ill. So very, very strong story, walking through the illustrations, taking a look at the numbers, talking through the client's plans with them, showing what their income would be, what their death benefit would be at a certain point, even what their enhanced income would be should they fall ill. Now here's a snapshot of the state approvals with Retirement Pro. All those in orange are standard and match the product we walked through today. Those in the teal are variations, so those are typically 10-10 states, or they have some other variations. Some of the main variations within those products is the bonus is not 7%, it's 5%, and the doubler may not be available in some of those states. So certainly check SalesLink or check with the insurance agency marketing folks to see what the variation may be in your given state. So in the essence of time here, I'll skip through here, but just in summary, with Fidelity and Guarantee, we offer a strong portfolio of FIAs focusing on strong income solutions. To recap what we covered today, Safe Income Plus, our #1 seller for a reason, that guaranteed predictable growth of 7% each and every year, clients knowing exactly what they're going to get when they trigger income, plus that strong impairment protection. Now, Retirement Pro may be for a different type of client, a client that's not so hung up on the guarantees. Maybe they're a little more market savvy. They believe in the market and want to capitalize on perhaps that upside growth for their income base and their guaranteed income payments down the line. Again, a 7% bonus in most standard states. Income driven by that performance. No fee eroding the cash value, which helps towards that death benefit long-term for the client, as well as the long-term accumulation potential and cash value with Retirement Pro. So I would say your first line of defense is your representatives at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. They're the experts on these products and can get you anything you need. Here you do see, if needed, my contact information as well as that of my internal colleague, Kyle Piper. He'll be the more dependable and attainable resource for you as he sits in our Des Moines home office as I'm traveling. But we're both available to answer any questions should you need them. So with that, I again thank you for the time. I know you have busy schedules and appreciate you taking time to listen to Fidelity and Guarantee's pitch on Safe Income Plus and Retirement Pro. And with that, I can turn it back over to you, Matt, to wrap us up.
Hey, appreciate it, Ryan. Appreciate your time this morning. It's always great to have a home office expert on the line when we're discussing some products here on these webinars, so we appreciate that information. Do you have any updates, Ryan, at all on any DOL updates and kind of what maybe F&G is getting ready to do maybe for the beginning of next year in their products or anything you were looking on that end at all?
As with most folks, there's a lot yet to be determined. We're walking through a lot of that pricing. One thing I can tell you, we are being pretty transparent about our strategy. We are going to be signing as the financial institution and signing that best interest contract. So I know there are many IMOs, carriers out there trying to determine what they're going to do there. We a long time ago set forth on the track that we are going to be signing that. We're working through what that's going to look like from a product offering perspective, et cetera. So more to come on that, but we will be signing as a financial institution and stand ready to be a resource for our distribution partners like Insurance Agency Marketing Services and our advisors to allow qualified sales to continue for FIAs post-DOL.
Well, that's great news, and I know that some companies have not taken that stance as of yet, but I'm glad that F&G has, and that's going to make things easier for the agents in the field. And, of course, we're still trying to figure out what exactly is going to be required for an agent to continue to do that business in the qualified market in 2017. So, of course, once we have those specifics that come down from the Department of Labor, we'll get those passed on to our agents, and that way they'll be ready to operate there in the first or the second quarter of 2017. So I'm glad that F&G's definitely got things in motion on that end. But once again, appreciate your time this morning, everyone. And I know that a couple of the polls we launched, if you did check off, if you want to get some additional information on F&G, I'm going to go ahead and email you over a packet this afternoon, and that way you'll have everything you need to get signed up with F&G. You'll get a brochure on the plan. You'll get the current interest rate information, so everything will be in your hands to get up and running with F&G. I know we've had a really good year this year with Fidelity and Guarantee. I'm sure that will continue, and we look forward to a very strong close of the year to 2016 and a good jump to 2017. So once again, everyone, have a great fall. Have a good holiday season coming up. Appreciate your time again, Ryan, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye now.